Here's my latest new old saying. When you look at a piece of art, the artist hopes you put yourself into the piece and use it to look into the person looking at the piece. At least that's what this artist hopes. What you're looking at is my second sculpture. The first has its own story. I made this in May of 1968. Man, it just had its 40th birthday. Holding up fairly well. I was 15 and ended up that summer down in Mexico. A little bit of time in Mexico City. Then went down to Acapulco and even spent I believe a visit to the pyramids. Some of my memories of the time are a little bit hasty. But anyway, let's get back to this one. The teacher limited to paper mache, coat hanger, and a wooden base to put it on. Well, I gifted it once. And after about a dozen years, he gave it away. And 6 or 7 years ago, she dropped it off because it was in need of repair. And it took me that long for me to give myself the artistic license to replace the paper mache cape with cloth. As you can see, even then, I was into making political statements with my art. My argument was never actually against the bullfighter. I love the juxtaposition of the old art at 15 and this one at 40. Hard to believe it's 14 years old itself. Anyway, back to my bullfighter. Like I said, my argument was never against the bullfighter. His only defense against a 3/4 ton angry animal was a piece of cloth and a flimsy bit of metal that if you held it out horizontally, the point would bend towards the ground. And those three things that, in my opinion, define an adult: skill, knowledge, and the courage to put your life on the line even when the odds are stacked against you. Which brings us to my objection. The picadores. That's the men on horseback who pin the colored doohickeys on the neck of the bull. As long as I thought all they did was piss off the bull to get it into a fighting mood, I was kind of okay with it. Although it does speak a lot about man's propensity for violence. I mean, picking a fight with a ton of bulls simply for entertainment. My first objections began to form around forcing the horses to participate. When a quick look in their eyes would tell you this is the last place they'd choose to spend their Sunday afternoon. Even then I equivocated. After all three, the bull, the steel, and the horse, were the everyday reminders of the conquistadores. My position solidified when I learned the true purpose of those colorful stickers, which was to bleed and weaken the bull. With that knowledge in hand, no longer blinded by the pageantry, even with Pop pointing out the practicalities, if the bull won, some do, they'd be put the stud out to pasture. Heaven on earth, if you will. If they lost, well, although it seems like a lot if you're standing up close and looking at the bull face to face, by the time it is finally received, each recipient gets only a taste. And all I could see is man's tendency to corrupt and defile. Almost all that begins with honoring grace ends. Like now. End of the circle file.